the great cosmic event. It lies at the feet of mankind, the great cosmic event. This transmission may not be understood by many in this year of 2023, but I insist, because this is a very important moment. In addition to being an important moment, I talk about what everyone will experience, each in their own time. Each one in their own time and also collectively, because the moment has arrived when many things are associated that did not die before for the human being. Because the whole system in which we live is now working in a way that allows everyone to achieve easier what you came to achieve, and that has to do with awakening. If you remember and understand everything again as you understood before forgetting. Awakening is something natural that everyone will go through, and this is not just about remembering the past, but about each one's intelligence. How each one concludes their moment and the consequences that this causes in the world, realizing the cause and the effect of their actions. We can say that this is a form of wisdom, because in this way, life and things are known as they are, as well as a being that is in the midst of eternity in which it has always existed. What is going on now is making everyone realize their own actions, inside and outside of themselves. We can say that this is awakening. It also means noticing what is following, and cutting off the food of all that creates evil, within and without. Returning to being purified and aware of your own life as a multidimensional being. Individual awakening has always been something natural, which turns the life of those who awaken into a divine life, which is when the being realizes himself in his quest to understand himself, and makes use of his reality, in unison with the universal purpose, which is to manifest love. We can say that what is happening is the Creator himself, coming to change the rules and build the bridge, for all to cross, safely and practically instantly. This is something that took lifetimes to happen. If you haven't investigated anything about these things, I suggest meditating on your reality and realizing if you already perceive yourself as divine and if you already know that you are the greatest jewel on God's altar. Also, if you understand that everyone is just like you and everyone deserves due respect for who they are. Everyone deserves respect, not only for what they do, but for what they are. To be aligned with what is really happening, the path within has all the answers, because when you yourself touch something that is already true, you feel the truth, and you prove it. If no one knew what was going on, it would show that this return plan, and its manifestation here on earth, has failed, but really, we are in many. We are in many, and many more are in a way invisible to carnal eyes, but present and influencing, for many in a way, as if it were physically manifest. Who knows, can choose not to do anything, but in practice, knowing has a lot of value. Just like seeing, for a blind person, sight can be perceived as a lie. This is because the blind person does not have the proof in which he sees. For those who were born out of forgetfulness, or who are not understanding, like a blind person, it is natural to question something they are not realizing. What is happening is God's will, and it will be a living experience for all, becoming one with it, recognizing yourself as manifested love, living the life of the heart. Living life, where the heart's innermost desire is lived. Return to function as the image and likeness, in unison with life, being peace that can remain eternally, because everyone is the same being. All have the strength of 1,000 suns. Thou art the stars, and all universes. What was like a chessboard, where humanity was lacking to be part of it, is finally fitting together again, like the awakening of a collective dream. Here in the midst of the vast infinity of creation, and yet eternally in the bosom of the Divine Mother. All of this will be known, for God is not sleeping, and will now become more apparent to everyone. It will become apparent to each one, in their own way, because awakening also means realizing the illusions that are created by what each one believes about life, and about oneself. So, let's say this is the removing of the veils, because you are already the evolved God himself, who has put bands on himself. Again, for those who do not accept such things, it is necessary to believe in order to open space within themselves. To be able to accept that this can be true and become a seed that will allow it to be easier to accept everything that happens in life. For everything that happens, happens, and has a lesson for everything to be better. For everything to be better, even if it's already wonderful, it can always improve. The scenario that this cosmic event is leading to is heaven happening. It's that place where everyone respects each other, trusts each other, understands each other clearly, from everything that emanates, and nothing is hidden. These things lead to relaxation in everyone's life, and naturally they will begin to truly love each other as one flesh, one body, one heart. Love becomes without distinction when everyone surrenders to it and perceives themselves as it. Unconditional love is not unattainable, and as much as they may not believe it, it is the greatest truth that happens at all times and each one of us. What blocks love is ignorance and separation. Love doesn't need looks or faces to exist. It's in everything, it's everything. Just thinking about it brings peace, so the keys are all over the place. How good that to see yourself, you don't need a carnal eye, you just need to have a heart that receives. A heart that allows everything to be true, a heart that is like a child, in which it believes in what is transmitted to it. The child has a chance to become aware of himself, as he has not yet let himself be carried away by the appearances that carnal life can bring, things that can incite him to feel separate from things that lead him to feel and perceive himself to be distant from security and from your own center, or in other words, feeling far from yourself, from your own Savior. And when a child learns to understand, in the language of unity, he will not need to unlearn, he will already be understanding what he needs to manifest what he has inside, as the uniqueness that each one is. This is very important to understand, in order to be able to use the mind with unlimited power of creation, for each one to open the doors and portals they want, and have the experience they want. This event that takes place here on this planet, in the year 2023, means a profound transformation, which undergoes purification, in which each one will have the opportunity to face what each one cultivates within themselves, because awareness is necessary for cease those things which do not follow the law of love. External transformation always comes last, so by the time things become more visible, the event is already in the aftermath phase. The consequences of something that has already happened and is now spilling over. At the same time, we are going through the adjustment phase, so that the new is really new, a new crystalline era that is already happening in vibration and in emanation from our own ground, air. And all that is. The individual and collective acceleration are real, because behind the scenes, everything is already prepared and favorable, so that each one can advance and use as much as they can from each moment, abbreviating the evolution that could take thousands of years. This abbreviation of the times is what is happening, making this great awakening phase happen in a generation, in this decade specifically. Hard for many to believe, but never mind, it means the greatest anyone could wish for. The return to oneself, awakening and being what one is the desire that beats in everyone's heart. This plan that is happening has many facets, many complexities, and that is why it is called the divine plan. The highest beings of this universe and others are present here with us, because what is happening here means a quantum leap. A quantum leap happening on this planet, in which it will become like the heart of the universe and manifestation of divine love, and in the inhabitants who are here. Because the heart of the planet is already emanating the center and the total return. This will lead the people of this planet to their place of honor in the Universal Federation. Everyone who is incarnated and disembodied is taking part in this event, because God in his various manifestations is making this happen in all dimensions that surround humanity, as well as in the dimensions known as thresholds. Everything is being purified for everyone to enjoy and not be negatively inconvenienced. To understand anything, ask questions, as the way the answer comes is on a divine level. It may not seem like it, but each one is no longer the same as before. We can say that it is much easier to understand what you are trying to understand. It's happening from the inside out now. Live or believe until you live, and share, because everyone has the instant ability within each of them to solve their own lives, to make the moment something good. Sharing truth and equality is sowing love. Let's go hand in hand with the Divine Mother, the one who is in front of everyone, giving all the support so that your children are free once more and live love. That love, they say, only exists in legends. If everyone is God, and legends are the history of gods, you are the living legend. You are the gods of the moment. This is your authority. Assume your nature and shine your hearts, just like at the beginning of creation. The moment of creation's beginning is here and now for all to enjoy. The immaculate purity and the manifested virtues. The moment the entire universe has been waiting for has arrived, and everyone is realizing what is happening on this planet and within each one of them. The whole universe is perceiving, realizing how sensitive this is for humanity, so they are taking the necessary care not to take away the choice of each one. Not to take away the conquest of each one, the reconquest and rediscovering oneself by being love, and a romance internal with yourself and with all expressions of God. This is very valuable for everyone who is awakening like flowers at dawn. In this purification, there is resistance because the argument the forces of darkness, which are deviated beings, believe that their way is better and is within the rules. But we show that we work in the same way, through induction and living wisdom, to cause awakening. The forces of light use the same mechanism, but in line with the truth, so the truth always wins. Everything that is planted in truth is reaped as truth, because it is supported by God. So, just like miracles happen, this what is happening is really being the miracle happening in humanity. The miracle can be understood as a manifestation of light. Light means full breadth, taking into account everything really, and being the manifest truth. Thus, the fraternity of light, which predominates in the universe, is supporting with its troops, supporting in infinite ways, the process of each one. The light is supportive and knows that the event is divine, and this method works specifically as the energy of everything rises, and will rise higher through the impulse of the Creator. The momentum that will sustain the new way of operating for everyone. Despite the difficulties being more apparent, everything is being organized perfectly, beyond appearances. Beyond appearances, because the development of the spirit in the body has to do with faith, with the strength to make manifest something that apparently was not manifest, in other words. Believing beyond what is seen, beyond what circumstances can lead to believe. So, everyone has the ability, and everyone can fall alive, as everyone is spirit, and everything is happening in the present moment. The present moment is authoritative, just as the past moment was. The authority of the moment is love. Love is more apparent and more intense, making heaven manifest itself to everyone's eyes, to everyone's senses, like pure and crystalline water that washes the soul, and like an acid that corrodes ignorance. The divine plan is true and is rising to its energetic peaks, just as the ground you are treading on is already paradise back. You can love this soil with all your heart, live it intensely and detachedly, because here is everyone's home, and we are all the same water in the ocean of life. So, honor the light that is pulsing through every particle on this planet, and in your own body. Honor yourself and the body that houses you, the body that houses the spirit, for you are God. So, you are enmeshed in your own reality. It's with yourself that you have to live, and it's from there that it expands. It is from within itself that it expands, to manifest what it might find impossible. And when it finally manifests, what was thought impossible to manifest, will everyone believe it? This answer everyone will see for themselves, but the harvest can be done at all times, for the now moment has everything and everything is in your hands. The event is like a planting to nurture itself and reap emancipation, true freedom. In order to put everyone on the trail of eternity, so that everyone can claim what life is giving everyone, at all times, at all times. The material manifestation will accelerate as the inner manifestation of each one happens, because it means that you will be empowered to create, to use the inner potential, to desire higher desires. More in tune with the heart. This is true, as the Creator creates life through intention, through desire. Just as the Creator intended to be you, to take the particularity that you are being, as God on earth. Stimulate expansion, freedom, the unlimited, and all possible and pleasant ways of feeling, thinking, expressing, and creating. Anyway, all this means to be. Everything is being done for you to manifest yourself, to manifest the desire that pulsates within you, a desire that takes different forms according to what you are experiencing. Everything for you to always be, a being that is always fulfilling. We are peace. We are love. We are wisdom.